Wait a minute. Hold on. This is a real screenshot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I think Paige is actually clearing a lot up. I'm still listening, but this seems pretty cool. Wait. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Am I getting fucking eviscerated? What's going on here?
Petty Paige, taking accountability. Ooh.
Wait a minute. Hold on. All right. Let's take a look at this.
Internet who are dedicated just to misunderstanding me. And it becomes a little bit more frustrating. Okay, so moving on to 2021. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer. So, this is my final year. Two big controversies that happened in 2021. The drama between myself and Augie. So if you don't know, there is a content creator called AugieRFC who is a streamer, I guess you call him like a streamer who's like a commentator at the same time here on YouTube. I think he has a Twitch as well. I don't know how often it is that he uses his Twitch or anything like that. And he also has quite a lot.
I use my Twitch. I get like schizo and go on Twitch for like a few days, then I go back to YouTube. That's my Twitch.
Much social media presence on Twitter. Now, me and Augie have never seen eye to eye. I don't think that we'll ever see eye to eye, if that makes any sense. But I will, however, say that I did call him a racist. And my reasoning for calling him a racist was for some old tweets where he said the N-word. And I'm of the belief system, and I have been for like the past couple of years, and this is something that I did not do in this situation, of believing that if somebody doesn't continue to show or exhibit that exact same behaviour, we have to let these kind of situations go. Like, I feel like people have said, you know, bigoted, ignorant, horrible, hateful things in the past, and we just have to see, well, is this like a pattern with this person? Do they keep doing this? Or is this a circumstance where this person, you know, said this one thing this one time, and they're not that same person today? With Augie, it's not that I believe that he exhibits the same pattern, it's just that he is of the belief system that nothing is off bounds. So nothing is out of bounds. So there's a video as well that I brought up of Augie and Co laughing at somebody's drawing of George Floyd being curb stomped or whatever it is that he was going through at that moment.
Okay. Hold on. Let me clarify this, okay? First of all, we were on Locale, looking at the Creepshow art thread, and Colton was on that thread, and he had shared art he drew of me and Nicholas Diorio, where I'm like the cop, and Nick Diorio is George Floyd, and I'm kneeling on his neck, basically. Now, I don't think we even laughed at it, to be honest. We instantly like disavowed. We were like, oh shit, no, get this off the screen. I had seen that image earlier that day, because Colton had tweeted it out, right? And I remember the first thing I did when I saw that image was I sent it to Nick privately, and I was like, this kid's gotta go. Like, he is just a liability at this point. Like, this is fucking retarded. Like, why is he making shit like this, right?
I think you guys played it up, and then you guys...
Yeah. Okay, if we did, I actually can't remember if we laughed at it or not, but if we did, it was probably more just like, this is fucked up or whatever. Not like, you know, like, this is great. We love it. You know what I mean? Because, like, genuinely, like, look, I laughed at a lot of fucked up shit, but I also don't want people, like, doing that. You know what I mean? Because, like... You know, I mean, I don't know.
Your reputation, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of crusty. I don't know.
It's 8.
It's whatever. So yeah, just to clarify, because just to make sure people know what we're talking about here. Add me to the call. Okay. What's up?
Yo, I just want to have my thing on. Okay. Just to clear this up, all right, maybe I didn't watch the whole segment, but when I made that tweet. I just skimmed the ending part, so if we get absolutely steamrolled right now, I just want you to know I didn't watch it. I just saw her say at the end that, like, Augie doesn't control his whole audience, so we shouldn't, like, expect him to. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty base character development. But then I heard some stuff, right, that you're watching now about, like, kneeling on George Floyd, and now I'm a little afraid. But,
to be fair, I don't think she's being malicious here. I just think she got the detail wrong, and I need to clarify that, you know?
Yeah, I have no idea where this is gonna go from here, but
I literally have no clue. I can only guess, but I mean, we can.
It seems like positive character development so far.
It does seem positive, right? Because she's opening it up. I mean, she seems to be implying that she no longer thinks that I'm racist. So let's.
That's what I got from it. Hopefully, that is the case. Otherwise, I'll have to delete my tweet.
All right. Let me keep listening.
Yeah,
I have a screen shared for y'all, by the way.
Or being asphyxiated, if you will, and the face of George Floyd was of a different content creator, I do believe. I don't know, but they were all laughing. They thought it was funny.
Scumbags.
Wow.
What? It's a horrible image.
What is wrong with you?
That was Colton. What? Oh.
Yeah, Colton drew that, by the way. It's a picture of me kneeling on Nicholas
Yeah,
Diorio's
that's
neck.
the type
Bro,
of
you're gonna get flat
Yeah,
footed.
Augie said he only likes artists that draw pictures.
Hey! Listen,
This is why all artists are bad.
Why are you showing this on stream, bro? This is bad.
Nick told me to. This is fucking is.
Nick's an asshole. What the fuck?
I like how they're talking about like my dad in here. Like,
This was just like shortly after the height of Black Lives Matter, and everybody's emotions have been like viscerally high when it comes to crimes against black people. Now, the reason that I had such a huge issue with Augie was because when it came to race discussion, him and a lot of people felt as if I used my race as a card, to like, as like some kind of get out of jail free card. Like I win every single time that I use the fact that I'm black in a situation, and it's not. For me, it's about just acknowledging that, you know, life is different for me over here. As a black woman, my life is vastly different to his as a white male. That's just fact. So when I'm discussing certain things and I'm speaking about certain things when it pertains to race and stuff of that nature, I kind of feel like my visceral reaction will always be strong because it pertains to me. You know what I mean? So for instance, and this is the only way that I can like kind of make it make sense to people, is that like being a black person, existing as a black person, the crimes that black people face and the injustice that black people face and the way that the world views black people has to be discussed when I'm talking about race, right? When we're having a race discussion, when I'm saying that, you know, this is my experience. It becomes extremely difficult to have a conversation about race whilst negating my own identity. It becomes extremely difficult. I can't sit down and express to somebody, this is what it's like to be a black person, ... whilst discussing my experience as a black person. And I feel like it's important to have these discussions where we do acknowledge our race in certain racial discussions, purely because I feel like it allows people to have a little extra level of empathy to know that these are things that happen, that are in existence to people of that demographic, that it's not something that's just heard of, that's like a fantasy of some kind, that it's real and that it exists, and this is how it's felt by these people. Race discussion is important to me. I don't think it's something that I want to have a discussion all the time over, because I do find it quite triggering and just in general, but race discussion is important to me, and I found it difficult with Augie because his response to me was essentially just to have a debate. And I'm not a debater. I'm just not. I'm not a person to sit down and have a debate with people.
I think this is
and for some bizarre
reasonable.
reason within the commentary sphere,
Yeah.
if one person has an altercation with another person, the instantaneous response is to monetize that and then argue with each other online for entertainment. And I just don't think that that's productive. I don't think that that helps anyone. I don't think that helps anyone see each other.
I would say that it is productive, but I also think it's reasonable if she just didn't want to do it. You know,
In your defense here,
she's
so
making an accusation to me, and so my response is like, all right, let's talk about it. You know, that's reasonable.
if it was the way that she's describing it, I think that you'd be out of line with just like debate me on it. But I mean, there's a bit of context missing that this has become like a shit fight by the time you offered to debate her, right? Like you guys were like going back and forth for a while. There's a bit of a middle area here that we're not really discussing. But I don't think anything she's saying is inherently bad or wrong. I think she's.
It does
I get
paint me
where
a
she
little
comes
bit.
from.
It does paint me a little bit as like a Spurg, where I'm just like slinging the N-word, and then someone has an issue with that, and then I'm just like, debate me, lol, on my stream. You know, like, because that's not really what I do, but...
Well, that's not really what happened. But yeah, it ended up getting to that point. But by that point, like, it was like, well, you're fucking racist. Well, you're a fucking race baither. Like, obviously, at that point, there was no, like, no one in that situation was looking to have a positive discussion. It was just like, let's do as much damage as possible to either side.
Yeah, literally.
And again, that's what, like, that's not necessarily a good thing either. It's just what happened. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Viewpoint, I don't think that helps anyone gain a better perspective. I don't think that helps any situation. And something that honestly reinforced this to me is when Augie had his debate with Technicals. They got nowhere. Literally, the pair of them got absolutely nowhere. So it kind of proves my point that debates aren't necessarily necessary. They're just not. Sometimes you can just disagree with somebody, make your video, talk your shit, and just move on. And I just couldn't understand why that was a concept that he couldn't grasp. And I think it's because, like I was saying previously, it's because he didn't like the fact that he was called racist.
Like, I don't understand why you guys want something from me and I'm just saying no, and that's not respect.
you're not just saying no. You're literally lying about me, saying that I'm a racist, saying that I made jokes about like George Floyd and shit on my stream and talking about you. That's literally a bullshit. You tried to say we promoted some racist art that like Colton.
Okay, never mind. She goes over it. Again, that was the context that I thought was missing. Never mind.
Or something. We denounced it. You're just such a liar.
It literally is that simple. Like, literally is that simple. I don't understand this. Like, I've never I've never, like, this is weird. Weird behavior.
But you know, it'd be good content if she just debated me. Even her own viewers, like, not viewers that I'm bringing to her channel, but her own viewers would fucking love it. You know they would. Because no matter how hard I demolish her in a debate, they'd probably be like, I feel like most of her audience would probably just automatically agree with her and say that she won either way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at Petty Paige's small fraction of an audience as people that I'm to be able to, you know,
such a dick in this clip.
Flip in my favor. So her
But you're
audience would
mad.
probably like it. They
Yeah,
probably hate me.
that's
They probably
fair.
like to see her, you know, destroy me from their
No, I'm
perspective.
not saying
You know
it's
what I mean?
bad.
It'd just
I'm
be a win-win
saying, like, it's just funny rewatching this.
situation all around. All right.
And I just kind of feel like, and I've said this multiple times as well, I feel like white people specifically are at a very big disadvantage when it comes to entering the world and understanding and dealing with the elements of race within the world. Because I feel like they have to actively unlearn systematic oppression, actively unlearn systematic racism, actively unlearn the way it is that various different races are stereotyped, unlearn the fact that they have this inherent, not unlearn, but learn to deal with the fact that they have this inherent privilege that comes along with their race, which is a birthright that they literally can't do anything about. And it's a very difficult situation to be confronted with, where it's like, you're at a privilege better than the rest of the world, now you need to manage that responsibly. And I feel like it's difficult for a lot of white people to be able to be confronted with that information and think to themselves, holy crap, I have to deal with this responsibly. I've got this additional responsibility that I didn't even ask for. It wasn't my family who did this. And, you know, I wasn't the person who enslaved people. And that's the instantaneous reaction, is that they want to disassociate from the systemic situation that is happening around us. But it's an unfortunate point that they just have to deal with. And I feel like as I was saying previously, like, everybody has a little bit of racism in them. It's up to us to actively unlearn that and try and become better people. When I'm having these discussions with people, it's impossible to have these discussions.
Okay, this is completely random, but I think that's actually Mr. Girl's take on racism too, because I listened to a debate about that recently.
You need to stop watching Mr. Girl. Jesus Christ.
Dude, he was like, everybody's racist and it's bad, but why? I'm just sitting there like, bruh.
Dude, you're becoming
With individuals in
fucking take.
Okay, thanks, Smaggle.
I know.
my humble opinion, who are unwilling to see anything outside the parameters of it being some kind of oppression Olympics for other people.
Like, for instance, with the George Floyd clip it is that I showed you. Now, granted, it was Augie who was supposedly stepping on the neck of Nicholas Diorio, and they disavowed that picture, but they still were complicit in the action. They were still giggling. I don't know who was giggling in there, but there was people laughing.
I was
saying
giggling.
that Nicholas Diorio was a dick for wanting this to be shown on the stream.
I was
They were still
absolutely
complicit in
giggling.
showing it on the stream. They were still complicit in showing that imagery, and that imagery is triggering to somebody like me, especially a black person who has seen this happen to multiple people, multiple family members, multiple black people around the world. And
I would just like to
have a
clear that
conversation.
up. I'm not giggling because, like, holy shit, dude, this George Floyd meme is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Whenever you
before.
see like anything that's like nuts, you're gonna be like, wow, you know, like that kind of.
Well, I mean, I watched a video yesterday of a newscaster who was watching a high-speed chase, and the chase abruptly ended after the motorcycle hit a car
Yeah, we
and the
just
person's
watched that.
body flipped into.
I didn't show it, but
But the newscaster breaks into like a giggling smile, right?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
It's like there's a certain level of like, holy shit, this is so retarded. There are such retarded fucking people in our audience that the concept of something like that even ever being considered, the thought that like somebody had a thought and then they drew this and then they posted it online and then they did this because they wanted our attention. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was objective comedy in this, and I guess that's like.
And
a
the
bad
comedy
thing, but,
isn't
like,
found in the picture. Believe me, the comedy isn't the picture. And I think it's pretty obvious that we're giggling at like the fact that Boblax is just like, oh, this is terrible, get it off the screen! Like at one point Edwin fucking says, what did he say? He goes,
it's like
this is really bad, guys! Which made it funnier.
It's like the
yeah.
reaction that we give whenever like somebody like has like a slip up on stream, and then we all just start laughing because we're like, wow, you're a moron. You said that on stream. You know what I mean? It's like.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, if you want my take on race relations, I don't know, just look at all the people in the chat calling me a cuck every time I talk about it. Like, I don't know.
Good.
You know, it's like, and 99% of times when we talk about, like, stuff like that, I'm sure everyone will roll their fucking eyes. Just in this one instance, I laughed at something offensive. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty, like,
You've done a
I don't
pretty
know,
good
I'm pretty
job
active
of
on social
clarifying,
politics.
you know, your actual opinions on things, you know, like it doesn't take a genius.
It's
to
not hard to
figure out.
find either. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't know. And
Nobody in the
to be
chat
honest,
is Nobody that's just wondering if Nick Dior is a racist. You know, they're not like suspicious of his real life. Nobody thinks like that. You know.
Well, I mean, it might be hard for Mr.
Now Edwin, on the other
fucking
hand, it's a question. It's
fucking
questionable.
people.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Dude,
joking.
you should have saw me. Okay, so when I know this person's not friends with us anymore, quote unquote, or whatever, but like, when I was booking technicals to be in my YouTube Hypocrites video, I hope he puts this in. It's the most awkward encounter I've ever had in my life. Because, like, I wanted him to do his joke where he talks about the grape juice people, because I was talking about how Ed Troyer was being sued $5 million for racially profiling a black man.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wanted to, like, make fun of him because that's an absurd fucking thing that happened. And it was, like, a comically absurd racist moment. So I reached out to Technicals at the time, and I was trying to convey him what I wanted him to do. And he was like, so what's the thing for? What are we doing about it? And I'm just trying to explain it, and it just sounded like the most cringe shit ever. I'm like, so you know the skit with, like, the grapes? I was wondering if you would... this is about police brutality, and it's and dude, just the awkward way I was trying to act Technicals. Can you say the N-word in my video, dude?
Good lord.
Like, oh god, it's so fucking cringy. Honestly, like, if we were on better terms, I'd ask him if I could just release it. But dude, it was like the most embarrassing. He's like, Nick, it's just fucking funny. It's fine, no problem. You don't have to like make a song and dance out of it. Yeah, I'll say the N-word on your video.
Could you say the joke with the grape juice and the watermelon?
Yeah, that's literally how it went.
It's like,
honestly, I'm gonna read you what I wrote him. Okay, I'm gonna go read. I'm gonna find it.
dude, you're leaking DMs.
I'm not gonna leak his part. I'm just gonna tell him what I wrote him. If I can find it.
Can you do the joke with the You're just sitting there trying to explain it.
Oh god, it's so cringe, dude. Where is it? I have to go back to like May, which I don't DM him that much. So actually, I went all the way back instead of May.
You guys are best friends. Y'all met at VidCon.
Yeah.
You didn't know?
Okay, I wrote. Yo, can you do me a massive favor, LeMayo? I'm gonna get canceled for asking this, but it's gonna be really fucking funny. So you know your famous skit that you made for ESAM, right? Can you make a cameo in my video saying the same line? I swear it's for a good reason. Alright, let me tell you the context first before you say yes. I'm making a video on hypocrites, and people are in it in ascending order. So it starts with people like blah, 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 blah. At the very end of the video, I'm unveiling the sheriff in charge of the Onision investigation is going down because he got caught red-handedly racially profiling someone. It's insane, dude. So after I go after the guy, I want you to say the meme. But if you're uncomfortable, I 100% understand, since I don't want to make you think you have to make the joke. But this guy was caught beyond 4K. So I wanted you to look into the camera and say like the six-letter word for grape juice drinking. I'm just going.
Could you? Is that what it looks like, man? You're just like, yeah. You're white. That's what that DM says. You're white.
It was unironically one of the most embarrassing things I ever had to ask. I think it came out good in hindsight. Now I want to delete it, but
nice.
Yeah. There was but like I don't know. Yeah.
That's so funny. All right, let's keep watching this. I'm the second largest segment in this.
Somebody who refuses to acknowledge that image, whether they think or believe it does or not, has impact to my demographic. And having that kind of a conversation is just pointless.
Okay, let me respond to this real quick. I understand that some of the content that I air on this show is sensitive and triggering to people, but that's the point. I mean, I'm doing like YouTube, like, I don't want to say like shock jock because that's not really the vibe I'm going for, but like in terms of like the levels of like intensity, yeah, I mean, that kind of is. I mean, it's not that I'm going for that, it's that I'm fine with it existing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't actively try to be like edgy content creator, but like, I also acknowledge people are going to be edgy. I might even be edgy if I feel that it's appropriate at the time, and I'm fine with it existing. And
you also don't regularly make George Floyd comments on your fucking
That's the thing, right? Like, I'm not trying. This wasn't a planned bit that I'm like trying to accomplish. I'm not trying.
Yeah, this was like parading like a web forum and someone posting it while we were currently in the web forum.
Right, but like more just talk about my channel as a whole. Like, I'm not trying to be anything. I'm just not. I don't have a problem with very many things. Period. You know what I mean? So shit does happen on stream, and I do acknowledge that it is offensive to some. Obviously, it's going to be, but I would just say watch something else. You know what I mean? Not in a condescending way.
I think a
like,
better way to put it is that like a lot of your content is offensive to a lot of people, but not always the same people. And that's okay. There are certain people who are built to watch content that could be offensive, self-inflicted and stuff like that. There are people who aren't. To be honest, I don't know if Petty Paige was basically your primary demographic.
No.
She seems chill and all that stuff, and I don't think she's a bad person. But like a lot of the, I don't know, your audience isn't always like a normie audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. There are people who aren't built for my channel, and I don't try to like conform to what they want. Usually, I kind of just say like, all right, if my content's not for you, there are plenty of streamers who make content at night that you can watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that, you know, there's a lot of content that I even like stream on this channel that's even offensive to my core audience. Like, for instance, when I have Nick on, you know, my core audience of edgelords and epic people, you know, they don't really like.
They're like, holy shit! Why is Mini Vosh here talking about socialism?
Exactly. So even
did this guy go to Aiden's School of Thought? Like, what the fuck?
Even my own base of people get offended at my content. So it's like,
okay,
you know?
Maybe not that. It's sometimes.
I'm half joking right now, by the way. I'm just, but yeah, my point is like, look, shit happens on this channel, and it's a reality that I would advise people who don't want to run into that don't watch. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Anyway.
Absolutely pointless. I don't think it's going to make anything better at all. But he wants it. And he'll barrage and go at me on social media for ages and ages until he gets it. And the situation, the trope that's been put out there that, oh, Paige is constantly talking about Augie. I will go weeks without talking about him. And then somebody will bring him up. And then it'll be, why won't you debate Augie? And it's like, I'm constantly bombarded by that. And the funniest thing about it all to me is that we're at this space now where I've said to Augie, let's have this discussion. Augie has said, let's have this discussion. And it's been radio silence. I've not heard from him since. So I don't even think he really wants.
Okay, let me explain that.
Damn, you
dude. I'm
holy
out
shit,
here.
bro!
Dude, Augie ran, hiding like he's at.
No, let me explain.
Yeah,
this.
I challenged and he ran. He ain't messing with the man. He knows I got all the plans. He knows I'm making the bands.
Good one. All right, let me explain this. So here's the deal. So Paige reached out and she said she wanted to have a conversation like the day before I left for like VidCon, or it was like the week or something, right? So I was just basically saying like, look, I'm kind of busy this week. Even the days that I wasn't going, like I was like fucking busy with like prep, like fucking travel shit and stuff like that. So I was just like, let's do it afterwards, right? And she was like, all right, that's fine. After I got home, I just got like fucking bombarded with like 50 fucking personal issues that were like consuming like my entire like fucking like being, and I didn't really want to like debate while I'm also dealing with like 10,000 other personal, because like, look, I mean, debates, you know, it wasn't really a debate, it's gonna be more of a conversation, but even still, it's like something I have to like fucking plan for. It's pretty stressful. I mean, I take conversation stuff pretty, like, I just didn't want to fucking deal with it at that exact moment. And then once I was fucking done dealing with all that shit, it didn't really, like, neither of us were talking about anything that was like relevant to this, right? So I was just like, all right, if this comes up again, then, you know, we can have it or something. And obviously, yeah, it's coming up now, so if she wants to talk or whatever, I might send her a fucking DM after the stream or something like that. But I'm not running from, I didn't run. I was just like, it just came up at the most inconvenient fucking time for me. And then once I was like done, there was like, it was like random, you know what I mean? The same thing happened the Belle Aubrey debate. The fucking Belle Aubrey debate also happened around that same time. It had to happen after VidCon. And then by the time I got home and I was ready to like fucking debate, she couldn't find a moderator, and I just lost interest in that completely because I was like, nobody gives a fuck about the Eugenia Cooney story anymore, right? Like, I forgot everything about the story. I'd have to fucking relearn everything. I'd have to fucking research and do all this. And why put in that much effort for if she wants to have it,
you
I'll
mean
do
research? Augie would have just been DMing me mid-debate, going, hey, dude, do you know this? Do you know that?
Yeah.
Wait.
The problem is like, I'm putting in all that fucking work for the Belle Aubrey debate, and nobody's gonna like watch this shit. So like, if she wants to have it still, I'll do that, right? But she wasn't fucking hitting me up. I wasn't really hitting her up, so I was like, well, whatever. I just, whatever, you know what I mean?
I think I'd do better if I try to get her scheduled on the Hippy Dippy Royales.
Well, that's the other thing, is like, I know all these fucking Twitch mods now, so it'd probably be a lot easier to get a fucking
Yeah, we have way more unbiased people to moderate.
Yeah. So no.
Like, honestly, Stardust will probably moderate anything.
If Paige wants to talk, I'm down pretty much anytime. Well, Yeah, pretty much any time. I mean, I'm a little bit busy this week, but yeah, we can set something up.
It.
Someone's like, it's okay, she talked to Edwin instead. I heard all the private calls were cancer. Like every private call with Bell,
I'm not gonna do a private call.
I wouldn't either. Dude, after what they told me, I would be like, no way, that would never happen, dude. Private calls are super fucking cringe. Fuck that shit, dude.
If you think people would not watch your nuts, they definitely would. Here's the problem with that, all right? Eugenia Cooney is a 10 out of 10 guaranteed topic on my channel. Nobody gives a fuck about it. And also a debate 1 month after the drama. I mean, maybe the hardcore people would like that shit, but nobody else would care. And honestly, I didn't care either, right? I didn't want to fucking talk about Eugenia Cooney. That shit was like a month ago. It's a dead topic now, you know? We moved on. But, I mean, if she hit me up and was like, let's do this, okay, yeah, I'll do it. But if she's making no active, like, fucking effort to, like, engage in this, then I'm not really going to either, you know? Does that make sense? All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep watching.
Yeah.
Did me for like months to get. These clips I'm showing you are literally from 5-6 months ago. And here we are in 2022. I've even said at the back end of 2021, let's do this in October. And nothing. And that's the reason why I didn't want to do the debate with Augie. If you guys
was that in the
past, then more recently.
Huh? Oh, that was in the past. That wasn't present page. That was past page.
Oh. When?
I don't know, but you heard their voices were different.
Well, she's on
and
a
then
different
she's
microphone.
like, and that's but then she's like, and that's why I didn't want to talk to Augie. So she previously must have recorded that. So that's not current page.
All right. Well, even still, like I'll hit her up for a fucking convo. I was actually already thinking of doing that recently anyway, because I saw she was on Edwin's stream, and I was like, I was thinking about it. I was like, oh shit, we should probably do this, right? So, yeah. Big super chat just came in, $100. Update: Augie is stagnant at 2.5 out of 10 base on his lameness. Nick has a ++ to a 4 out of 10 for Dragon Creepshow. FYI, she used to post an artist Salt LC thread prior to the popularity and bragged about her YouTube channel when she started posting drama vids to us in the LC Discord, so LOL. Yeah, she used to brag about her fucking income and shit on lolcow and stuff and flex it. She'd
be like, yeah, I hear Shannon makes like 20K. I don't know if that's true. I just know some YouTubers who are about her size and then she makes 20K. And I heard she just moved into a gigantic house. What a bitch. Yeah, okay, Shannon. Very subtle. Very subtle. 20K a month. Very subtle.
20K a month. She ain't making that anymore.
Yeah, 20K a month out of her Toyota Camry.
Yeah, big 07s to KX in the chat. Even though they hate me, they're very generous.
Yeah, they rank me higher than you, and I haven't gotten the donation since I've been on YouTube.
Wow. Oh,
yikes.
shit. Oh,
yikes.
Fuck. Oh, shit. Yeah. Also, we're in the 5 hour, somebody rolling ads. Just kidding, we're not Hassan. All right, let's keep going.
I've said that I will have a conversation with him, not necessarily like a full-blown debate, but I will have a conversation with him off the internet, just me and him, because I've noticed, excuse my voice is going, because I've noticed that in his...
Off the internet? Why not? Why not online?
Comment section, especially when he's been talking specifically about myself, then things can get very racist. I've had screenshots and videos of people basically...
Oh, God. Wait. Dumpy's... Okay, I can't use that joke anymore.
Is he not?
The N-word over and over and over. And I don't feel like, for me...
No,
wait, what?
No.
Oh my god, dude.
No.
What? Wait, whoa. Did you fucking lie about Dumpy being black?
I didn't. He's 25. He's 25.
What does that have to do with him?
Percent. I saw his 23andMe. There's evidence.
Oh.
You're denying.
Does he look really white?
He's
like really pale white.
No, he's not. He's not pale. I have pictures of him on my fucking Twitter account. You can see. He ain't pale.
I would like to clarify that I raised both of you with the passion of 1,000 suns.
I'm not looking good here, am I?
So are you more Asian than Dumpy's black?
Well, I'm 50%. So if Dumpy's 25, then I am. Yeah.
Okay, I think I get it now. Got it. We can keep going.
Okay.
Hey, Augie, you also got another $100 donation from KX.
Did I? Wait, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Another 100. I would like to clarify that my rage for the both of you still burns with passion of 1,000 suns. Thank you. Holy shit. That is a massive dono. And then cats are flocking through 20. Hi, Augie. Give this to Nick. I will not. But thank you. Good one. Good one. Nice try, though.
But I'll clip this segment and post it to my channel, so I'll make the money there.
Mine? Wait, are you live?
No, I'm just gonna take yours.
Oh, thanks.
You gave me consent one time, so I'm good forever.
Dude,
Hello, Hopeless Peaches.
Whatever you want to post, Nick. All right. You
literally said that, so I'm gonna probably
so you can just start posting my own segments. You're like AugieRFC response to Petty Paige. It's just my video. You're like, okay.
Well, as long as I'm in it, Augie, what the fuck? I'm not gonna just start AugieRFC versus Technicals debate. It's just reposting Keemstar's channel. Like, Augie gave me permission.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, you did say I can get. You're just like I'm just like responding to like fucking
dude,
like smaggle daggle drama, and you just post on your channel. It's like what the fuck?
Dude, somebody commented on my video. They go, "Hey Nick, you know this drama, right? Is from fucking like March of last year." And I go, "Yeah, dude, that's when it was recorded." I didn't have daily content to post today, so I posted a video from March of last year.
Yeah.
The whole channel is about making money. Like, I'm not... Dude, the whole second Nick the Oreo channel is literally about money. So,
it's doing really well. I was looking at it this morning, dude. It's
making money! Yeah, I know!
Yeah.
Yeah, but your titles are kind of clickbait.
Yes, they are! It's about making money!
Smaggle, you're a YouTube viewer.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, if you're a YouTube viewer... You click on a thing that's clickbait and you watch it, that's your own L. You can't complain.
Wait, but they're not like clickbait where it's wrong. It's like, why is Pokimane doing this? Is Hassan Piker afraid? How will Technicals expose me? He is being sued for $5 million, confronting Ethan Klein's employee. All of these are true.
Yeah, exactly. Confronting Ethan Klein's employee.
Yeah, I posted of me reacting to the debate from last year.
Nice. Oh, that's my content, you asshole.
Yep, but it's me reacting to it, so it's mine.
Oh, at least you reacted to it.
And then it turns into like a conversation with like Dylan Burns halfway through because I had that and I didn't think it would be good by itself, so I just clapped it in.
Dude, my clips are so Frankenstein. I have like 50 different fucking things happening in them, and I just
I timestamped them. Like at the end of the new video, it's just Tom talking about Legos.
Nice. Dude, that's
in like
that's like the best content though, right? Like when you watch and it's drama, then it just becomes like Legos. It's like why? It's like okay.
Yeah, he's like Star Wars is bad, but Legos are for men.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, let's finish this. There's not much left.
I don't want to subject myself to racism for the sake of trying to tell my part under any circumstance.
All right, we can break bread though, right? Can we both go on Edwin's stream and talk then? Because I do want it to be public. Can we do it on a channel that's not mine? Whatever, Oscar.
I want to subject myself to that, and I don't believe, honestly and truly, that in his online environment that he could actually genuinely stop people from doing that. Because at any given opportunity is what I've seen from his audience. And whilst I understand that you can't be responsible for every individual, I think you're responsible for the culture it is that you foster. Hence why me talking about this, owning up to a bunch of different shit.
I do not.
Oh, you know what? We'll do it on Dylan Burns' stream.
All right, listen.
It's his home team advantage for her, because, I mean, I don't know.
Because I'm not, yeah.
Let's go as far left as we could possibly go. It'll be home team advantage. Let's go.
All right, here's the deal. Let me respond to this, all right? I do not cultivate a culture of racists. I cultivate a culture of edgelords, for sure. I mean, that's undeniable, okay? I mean, I talk about how much I enjoy edgy humor and stuff like that all the time. I don't think anybody in my audience is actually, like, genuinely racist. I think they're just, you know, fucking shit posters, you know what I mean?
Isn't Nick Fuentes a fan?
No.
Oh.
You try to own me, Smaggle? You piece of shit? Fuck you.
Is that I've done and been a part of and been, you know, the catalyst for is important to me because I want to change the culture of my audience. I don't want my audience to be, you know, the people who sit down and think that everybody is above reproach. We're all individuals. We're all humans. We all have ups. We all have downs. We all have highs. We all have lows. And I feel like it's important we change the culture if we can. And if we can't change the culture, then acknowledge the culture. Like, I acknowledge that my fan base at times can be toxic, 100%. 100%. I've fostered that environment and I need to change that. So, yes, so that's the whole situation between myself and Augie. In terms of the ins and outs and specifics, all that kind of stuff, if he wants to have that conversation with me still, because the invitation's still open, he just hasn't responded. But if he wants to have that conversation with me still, we can definitely have that conversation about the specifics of the incident. But in terms of where it is that I'm coming from as a black woman, where I'm coming from as a black woman is just simple, is that it's important to me and my reactions are strong to it because it directly affects me. And that's why. So yeah, that's the Augie situation. Do I take back anything that I've said?
That's fair.
I definitely take back calling him a shooter. I called him a shooter.
Wait, does that mean she thinks I'm so racist though? Wait, bruh.
That was a little bit too far. I was angry and I should not have let my emotions get above me. So I guess for that, let's take a shot of sake, right? Cheers.
Let's go.
That's best.
Sake is best. Alright, that was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty fair, I thought. It's definitely a massive improvement from the previous discourse, right? My only issue is that a couple of the situations were a little bit misrepresented. Not saying that she was intentionally doing that, because I don't think so. It's just like, it's kind of like, you know, we weren't laughing. I feel like anyone from her audience, if they watch this segment, they might think I'm a bit of a sociopath. I don't think I am, but like,
the perfect reason to want to have some kind of conversation, right?
Yeah,
Try to clear that up.
Yeah, I don't know. The only other thing I can say about this segment, she kind of presents it like I ran from a debate or something. I didn't. It was just literally like it was just a timing issue. And I'm still open to it, and I probably will try and set that up here in probably after the stream. Hit her up.
Here's the deal. I don't mean to sound like I'm trying to make this not as least offensive as possible. Obviously I don't compare this to being like a black creator. I mean, it's not the same thing at all. But there's one extremely difficult thing that I've learned on YouTube as a white person. If you're ever being accused of being racist by a black creator, that's a hell of a fucking position to be in.
Yes.
Right? So, like, when Turkey Tom was being accused of being a racist by D'Angelo Wallace, it feels like almost you feel bottlenecked. You can't respond because anything you say, like, I don't know, dude. I mean, he's being called racist by D'Angelo fucking Wallace. How does he respond to that? So, like, when you get called by, like, a racist by Petty Paige, it's like, did you ever feel at any point you're like, there's nothing I could possibly do to convince a certain percentage of the internet that I'm not racist?
Here's the deal, right? Like, it wasn't really about convincing the internet. It was more just convincing her, because she's coming out here saying you're a racist, and I'm like, we're conflating too much shit here, right? We're saying that edgy people in chat and edgy shit happening on my stream is racism. I deny that. I don't think that that is, because I see racism as, like, you know, genuine, like, I don't like this person because they're black. That's what I think of racism, not like a joke. There's racist jokes, but I don't think racist jokes are racist. I think she might disagree on that, and I think that's where, like, the disconnect is there.
Yeah, I just think there are some unwinnable situations, and for a lot of points, that's one of them. The other is, like, you're arguing with a girl online and she starts crying. Like, a crying girl is very difficult to argue against.
Yeah,
and I think it's like, because I don't know if Petty Paige said this, but I know other people said this when we argue with them. It's like, why are a bunch of white people online afraid of being called racist? And it's just like, because that's the worst thing you could call somebody short of being like a pedophile.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enough to get people's platforms taken away. I mean, if you brand somebody that way and they're not genuinely that, it can have a massive fucking impact on people's lives.
If you're known as a racist, you're poison to society. Like, you are just useless. You can't get a job. You can't make money online. You're fucked. You're finished, right?
Because nobody's just an asshole anymore. Now they're a racist asshole.
Yeah, it's not enough. Because that's what I am. I accept the label of asshole, right? But I don't accept the label of racist, because it's just
Peaches is right. It's so broad, you can't deny it without sounding defensive, and you can't ignore it without looking bad. Yeah,
it's a good way to put it. Yeah,
it's a really good way to put it.
That's so that's the problem, right? I think she conflates. My issue with Petty Paige, and people in the chat are saying I'm being remarkably charitable. The reason why I am is because she's shown a decent amount of charitability to me very recently. She's kind of talked a little bit about this on stream. She seems to be a lot more open to specifically free speech, which shocked me, but she I remember she made a thread a few months ago talking about how Leafy getting banned like turned the tide on YouTube, and whether you like him or not, it's important that, you know, we have speech. I was kind of blown away. I was kind of shocked, to be honest, right? And specifically with me, she's shown a lot of charitability to me recently. So I'm willing to offer this. Like, I treat people the same as they treat me. If you're a piece of shit to me, I'm a piece of shit to you. But if you're cool with me, then I'm cool with you. You know what I mean? And I don't really hold grudges with people either. Some people.
As someone who's like thrown a lot of shade at Paige, I feel like I want to just be like an advocate here for her for a second. It's like, I think a lot of tensions were really fucking high during the protests last year.
Well, I didn't think about that, right? So I thought this shit happened like.
Because Paige was cool with us before that.
Yeah.
She was dope. She was shitting on Jeffree Star. She was coming on Edwin's stream. She was like, "Oh yeah, yo, Nick's awesome."
She loved
whatever.
your videos, yeah.
Yeah, and then like she watched she didn't have any problems with your channel and stuff like that. She was just casually cool with all of us. And I feel like it was around that time where
It
relations
was a big
seemed
shock, I think, when she like it tunes into a live stream and that happens or something. You know, I'm willing to acknowledge that. Yeah, it probably was. Even though, look, I'm gonna be honest. I personally I don't understand it, right? But I'm willing.
But you can't. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm willing to acknowledge that
you don't have that shared experience. So like it's not like that.
So to me, when I see something on the internet, like the things that I don't like on the internet is like what's like a sore spot for me on the internet? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I guess when people are like there's really nothing. Fuck, I'm trying to.
And like, if she sees our timelines and we're like, the rioting needs to stop, and I don't care if white redneck militiamen start like, I'm just saying,
even
like
something completely innocent. Like if she sees just us laughing at a Destiny clip of him saying,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
from
could
her
be,
perspective,
that could be
she's like, holy shit.
Yeah, like look at these white nationalists I'm following.
Yeah, these people are literally like insane. That's what she's probably thinking in her head. Now, that's irrational. It's an irrational conclusion to come to, but I can see like. Just like how I can see where like how that happens. I still don't agree with it, and it seems like she doesn't really agree with it anymore, right? Because she's acknowledging that it was more of an emotional response and less of a logical one. So she's willing to acknowledge that. It's like, okay, well, fair enough. You know, everybody gets fucking heated. Like I get heated. Like
because I remember our first big clash with her was over Def Noodles.
Right.
So if she already had this like in the back of her head that like, hey, these guys are just
like,
racist
hold on,
pieces of shit.
I gotta ask though, like BLM, George Floyd, that was like 2020 though. This was 2021 that clip comes from. That was like a year ago.
I think she was mad at us, and then I think it didn't come to a head until Def Noodles.
Yeah.
That's how I always picture this, is that like they saw us going after Def Noodles, and she didn't have any problem with our actual critiques of Def Noodles. She had a big problem with John's video where he did like orange face. And so like, hey, I'm from Brazil. I think that's where she like snapped and hated us.
I think so. I mean, I'm okay. Even still, here's my issue. Okay, I'm having a bit of a conflict here, right? Because I want to extend charitability, but I still don't understand like how you come to the conclusion that somebody's racist because of like a shock value clip or something like that, right? Like,
well, right. So
okay,
I don't agree with it.
Let me clarify.
I don't agree with it, considering I partook in it.
I understand how she came to the conclusion. But I still think it's crazy and wrong. This is my problem.
Look, if you say something in your head for over a year or something and you keep reinforcing yourself that what you're believing is true, anybody can believe anything.
Okay.
It's like, so when we were doing the Def Noodles meme, where it's like we're going to Brazil and stuff like that, now, me and you, we see that as a critique of his thumbnails, that he just has like really shitty thumbnails, right? And then he upped the saturation.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand if someone who already had a negative connotation about us took that and went, obviously, they're going after him because he's Brazilian. Not realizing that Edwin's literally fucking Spanish and he's doing it too, with us. Right? That, like, we obviously wouldn't start going after fucking people.
I've got to
that,
adopt
like,
a whole
intrinsically
other
affect our own
mindset
friends.
worldview that's, like, so fucking different from mine. Like, to me, this is just irrationality, right? But I'm also sympathetic to it, but it also doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why you wouldn't have that perspective. Like, I mean, it's
Right.
just, you would never say something like that because it's irrational to you. But I see a lot of people online as like, I don't. There's people online I would never meet
Like
in real
I can be
life,
sympathetic
but
to
of different-
something, but have no understanding of why I'm being sympathetic in a way. I guess because
I think you guys should talk. I do think you guys should talk, and I think you should either kind of, I don't know, just agree to disagree, or come to like a mutual conclusion. Because I don't know. I feel like it seems like Paige is open to doing that, and it seems like you are too.
Pretty fair.
Maybe she can give you a bit more insight into why she thought the things she thought.
Yeah.
And maybe that can make you more aware for future
I feel like I need to
confrontations.
like, pick her brain a lot.
Well, I mean, dude, it seems like this is a pretty fucking interesting situation to be in. Because if Paige can explain to you what you do that makes people think that you're racist or some shit, you could
valuable.
That's valuable information. You know what I mean? Yes. If it's not totally stupid and you can learn something from it, I think you should.
I feel like there's a portion of the audience that's listening to this right now and thinks I'm a fucking retard, but I'm just trying to like, cause like, I don't know, it's irrationality to me, but I don't know. I need to, yeah, you're right. I need to have this fucking.
I mean, I made a lot of the same comments. I made a lot of the same jokes. Obviously, Paige thinks there's a difference between us because my segment wasn't me. My segment was just an extension of your segment, and I wasn't named really. Yeah. So, there's obviously some difference that Paige sees between the both of us when we made the same comments, the same jokes, the same laughs, the same giggles. So yeah, I don't know. That could be good. Could be bad. Right. Who knows? Either way, could be content. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Well, I want it to be public. That's for sure. Just so that everybody can hear it. It doesn't have to be on my channel or on my content. I don't have to make a dime from it. I'm not interested in money. I'm just more interested in just it being publicly available.
Because, dude, private conversations can be manipulated in so many different ways. And I don't think it's a crime to acknowledge that that is the case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Turkey Tom dragging me into a conversation with Angelica Oles is part of the reason why I haven't finished that video yet. It's like, I don't know, I hate knowing things in private that I can't convey in public. And I hate having too much information or, like, not enough information. Like, in that case, I told Angelica Oles exactly step-by-step what to do, and then she's like, okay, and then she didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, okay, I will do that, and then she didn't. But I can't call her on it because, like, it's not public. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
The problem is like the stuff that she's critical of me in that video is stuff that I still do now. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean?
It's not like I was super edgy like a year ago and tweeting all that stuff, and now I'm like different. I'm the exact same. You know what I mean? I think that was one issue I think I had with her video is it seemed like she presented this idea that I'm a little bit more chilled back now. I don't know if I am. Like, I think I like, there's just stuff that I'm not willing to concede on that I feel like is like important. I don't know.
Well, it's all right. So there's two different things, right? There's like you making jokes on your show, and I assume the alternative being that like you're tweeting at her saying that she's like a race baiter, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, I don't think you're actively doing that at this moment in time, and not currently doing that. And that would be one thing that you did then that you don't do now. I assume if like the more personal attacks left a bigger mark, and those are what she's realizing that you're not currently doing. Now, I don't know if that's like a character adjustment or if that's just like, well, we haven't been in drama recently where that happened, so I'm not going to say it happened. You know what I mean? But either way, I could imagine that like the personal stuff probably stings more than the.
That's possible, yeah.
Yeah.